Hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome to the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament of 2025. I am Bello Quiquini, and in the race booth with us this time we have Rinchon versus Amojini. Two previous racers that were also with me in last year's Mentor tournament, if you remember. Rinchon being my co-finalist, and Amojini being very good as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. Hopefully you are as much as I am. Oops, sorry, I forgot to switch to the race layout. That should do it. So we will get started very soon. As you can see, the timer has already started ticking down, and wow, look at that, we're in perfect sync. Let's go. But yeah, also has been a recent Randovania update. We are now on version 9.1.0. Slight logic changes that I haven't exactly gotten the chance to do this yet, and we are off. So let's see what we get started with here. All right, first trick of the run, space jump first. Usually a pretty stressful movement if you happen to mess it up. Oh, Amojini taking the first ball here. Rinchon nailing it first try. Amo going for the second dash strat though, very nice. Catching up and getting a missile expansion. All right. Oh, this mark is... Yeah, the speed gaming stuff should be on it. And main power bombs on landing sites. Okay, interesting. Both opting to go and grab the hints first. Good move. Yeah, apologies. Apologies for the wrong marking of the game here. Yeah, this is not Zelda, although it's still a randomizer, so like you're more than welcome to stay in if you're curious. That being said, though, we will be coming up on our hints soon, telling us exactly what kind of seed this is going to be. Are we gonna have PMT artifact, OP required? Let's just see here. Oh, that wasn't a missile. No, I think that was a missile expansion right there. Yeah, didn't have the time to see it through the scan model. And let's see here. So, okay, Rinchon not opting to read them right off the bat. Yeah, I suppose we'll do the prime method of just going outside before reading the hints. Or I suppose we can just wait also. There is usually a case to wait until we get Ice Beam and Wave Beam to read the artifact hints, but it looks like we're going to get them right now. So, Burn Dome, Central Dynamo, Tower of Light, Transport Axis, MQB, oh that's nasty, Root Cave, and that's it. Okay, so aside from Metroid Quarantine B, this is a fairly inoffensive set of artifacts, I'd say. It's just that Transport Access in Fen and Metroid Quarantine B are going to require Plasma wherever that is, so hopefully we don't have to Casino Plasma during this seed for both of our racers' sanity. Alright, and in the meantime, it looks like Rinchon is opting to check TTB immediately. Amojini directly going to Chozo Ruins. Since we only gotten missile expansions, I'm more favorable towards Amo's play here. Because that just means this missile door is not yet logical to open. But we'll see if Rinchon's Game Ball pays off. And... oh, X-Ray. Okay, so that will not pay off immediately for Rinchon, but it's nice to know that it's here. And I did not get the chance to see what was on Grapple Ledge here. Looks like a Morph Ball on Half Pipe, so we're gonna get SJ in our Space Jump in Hive Totem, like guaranteed. Pretty sure. Well, almost. It could be missiles into Space Jump in Transport Access North, but that would still be technically correct. I like to believe. Alright, did we get a peek at Ruin Nursery? An E-Tank. Alright, well, be a welcome addition in the early game. Not too much health to work with here. Alright, and are we gonna get to see the peak? Ooh, I think ammo is a bit too far back. I did not catch what that was. Maybe on the restream? No. But the extra E in there is nice to have. Also didn't quite get to see... Oh, I think it's Varia suit in Vault Ledge. Okay. Seems like a fairly standard early game for this seed. Getting Morph Ball, Space Jump, and yep, and there it is, Space Jump in Hive Mecha. Yeah, getting Space Jump, Morph Ball. Only thing we're really missing logically is the main missile launcher. But I'm assuming our racers will just try to scan one of the missile expansions and determine from that if it's a logical launcher. That way we know whether it's accessible or not, and don't have to pick it up if it's in a bad spot. For instance, Vault. Right, Amojini making good use of a scan dash off of the spider, the War Wasp hive. Nicely done. Rinchon getting Space Jump in the meantime. And yeah, the other nice thing about this this early E-Tank is that we can now tank the beetles in the corridors a little bit better while we wait until we get Morph Ball. I'm opting not to grab Varia just yet. Alright, and we're checking the tree. Looking a bit too far to the left here. The angle's not really optimal, but it's just enough for us to know that it's a nothing item. Alright, and I didn't get the chance to see what was there. Bombs! Alright. Yeah, so I feel like there's a good chance that our missile launcher is gonna be on Vault at this point. And that will allow us to do all 3 checks in Ruined Gallery, actually. So that's really neat. Only problem is that we don't have Wave Beam to get to Tower of Light just yet, so we're gonna have to backtrack for this artifact. That being said, it's still not a bad play. Like, these items are accessible very early. Oh, just barely getting that R-jump here. Rinchon in the meantime, getting that Varia suit and checking Vault. It looks like a missile, so... Given the early bombs that we've had on Grapple Ledge, I would assume this is our launcher. Hey Drake. Doing well. But yeah, back on topic. Amojini's going back. I did not quite see if they got anything out of the last upper check. I'm assuming not, looking at the tracker. The beetles being a nuisance, as per usual. Sometimes you just want to get a good scan dash off of the points in lower main plaza, but no, it just won't let you. Alright, so... Let's see here. Will Amojini scan the missile inside? No. So, yeah, there are 2 options here. Either our racers do the same assumptions as I just did and assume that it is a logical launcher, or apparently, in Ammo's case, it doesn't look like they assumed that, so they're going back to Talon Overworld, but not sure what you would do there. Not quite sure I approve of this play, but we'll see if it pays off later. Might be something in landing site. Right, in the meantime, Rinchon's making his way back up there. Maybe going to go grab that E-Tank. Or, no, Ruined Gallery. might have been something. I didn't see. I didn't watch Rinchon to know whether he did the peak or not. So I suppose we'll just have to wait and see what Rinchon picks up from Ruined Gallery Tunnel. But if he goes back for it, that must be important. All right, let's see here. Ice Spreader. Okay, well, it's not essential, but it's fairly welcome for EXO. Just means that Rinchon will probably want to grab a few more missile expansions than usual to make full use of that Ice Spreader. Right, and doesn't look like it was anything substantial in Frigate Crash Site, unfortunately for ammo. Alright, so now's the key decision for Rinchon here, and he decides to push further into Chozo. I would approve of this play more than Ammo's here, but it's not over yet. Ammo can still grab that X-ray from TTB and go for Magmor and back around to Chozo, actually. So, yeah, that I see it making a bit more sense there. Actually. Though, it's probably still not how I would have tackled it, personally. Alright. Oh, that's... I actually forgot that that this was a way to do the grapple skip in Root Cave here. But now opting to go the more vanilla method. Oh, just not enough height, unfortunately. Rinchon grabbing the E-Tank from Gathering Hall. Watery Hole access is going to be yet another E-Tank. Alright, we're getting healthy here. Right, so yeah, the climb back up can be a little painful, especially in Root Cave. Alright, I'm going to try again, and gets it. Nicely done. In the meantime, we're gonna see what is in Lower Dynamo. And more missiles. Alright, are we going to see Dynamo Wall Crawl from Rinchon here? We do not yet have Spider Balls, but we do have Space Jump and Bombs, so if Rinchon knows how to do Dynamo Wall Crawl, it should be fairly accessible from this point. And apparently not. Alright. Well, that's okay. And Ammo getting the artifact in Root Cave. Meanwhile, Lower Watery Hole is a Metroid. Alright, and Amojini making good progress on that wall crawl, but just for a missile expansion, unfortunately. Oh, is it? I'll try to ping for staff. Should be getting fixed shortly on the category topic. Apologies if it's still linked to the past. Alright, and it looks like it's Zoid time while Amojini is fighting Zoid, getting the artifact in Burn Dome that I did forget about. But that means we still get to have an unknown item on Zoid itself. I also like to use this time to farm drops off of Zoid here. Because in terms of resource management, it's just lost time. So that random time that you spend doing nothing, might as well farm a few drops. At the same time, Amojini is climbing Monitor Station. I did not catch a glimpse of what was in Fiery Shores, but assuming it wasn't very important, given the tracker. Oh, Rinchon getting knocked off of Zoid, and just a missile expansion. Alright. Thank you, Gino. Oh, and Spider Ball in Upper Fiery Shores. I wonder if Ammo peaked that. Would be nice to ask after the race. Getting Spider Ball early might just give Ammo a bit of an edge when they go back to visit Chozo. We'll see though, maybe Upper Dynamo is something important. Yeah, want to be a little careful here not to fall in the lava. 79 health is not a whole lot to go with. Thankfully we can get a refill thanks to that thanks to that E-Tank. Alright, Rinchon opting not to check lower furnace. Interesting choice. Not sure why though. But what will be in upper furnace? Okay, it's just missiles. Oh right, we don't have a beam. So yeah, maybe keeping the check for later. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. And grapple beam here in the storage cavern. Well, while we won't need it given the ammo's trick knowledge, it should be. We should I believe Ammo to be skilled enough to not need grapple for most things, but it can definitely make our life easier, and even then, it still has logical implications for Amojini. So that actually puts Root Cave artifact in logic like immediately, which is unusual, given that's an artifact. In the meantime, Rinchon going back, I would assume to a save warp. Yeah. Oh, Ice Beam here. Okay. That's interesting. So now, where is Ammo going? Because given the location of the Ice Beam and the fact that we don't have Wave Beam just yet, what I would have done is I would probably have save warped and immediately climbed the Frigate crash site and checked Overgrown Cavern. Because this is one of the few early rooms that requires Ice Beam, but not Wave Beam to access. Oh, oops. Yeah, you can't roll shot in this game, unfortunately. Yeah, what I assume happened is Rinchon tried to roll shot a missile, just like in Echoes, but given I believe, yeah, I'm actually sure that Rinchon was in the earlier Echoes Mentor tournament. But yeah, unfortunately, this is a technique exclusive to Echoes. And, oh, yet another E-Tank in Transport Tunnel A for Amojini here. Well, in spite of route differences, we have both our racers here sitting at the same amount of max health. But by the looks of it, Rinchon is going to head down into Magmore. There is a world, though, where Rinchon does not check lava lakes. since he is going to be coming from Talon Overworld. And Ammo opting to do Phendrana immediately. Not sure how I like this. For all we know, we could very well find Wave Beam past Overgrown Cavern. And that would allow us to go a lot deeper into Phendrana on the first travel. Looks like a Metroid here encased in the ice of Phendrana shorelines. Can't quite see what's in the tower just yet. Artifact of Warrior recovered by Rinchon as well, so... oh yeah, actually, Amojini didn't do Burn Dome yet, which would explain the artifact difference. Rinchon carefully repositioning himself. Oh, just overdid it and fell. Oh, not all the way down. Thank you, Rick, for updating the status. And oh, what's that? And Amojini getting Wave Beam here, not getting punished too much for that. Alright, so this has implications still, though. Amojini found Spider Ball. I don't quite recall where it was. But Rinchon doesn't seem to have it quite yet. Oh, right, I remember. Spider Ball was in Upper Fiery Shores, but it looks like Rinchon is going to be headed just that way. Problem is, Rinchon does not have Ice Beam. Oh, it looks like Phazon suit here in, well, at least it was a suit in Ice Ruins West. So, would be another reason why we need Plasma. That actually is kind of convenient if it's our Phazon suit, because that would mean we would need a single return trip to Phendrana with Plasma just for that artifact in Transport Axis. And what do we have here? Just a missile here in Fen Canyon. Alright, will Rinchon opt for the peak and find Spider Ball? Alright. Not sure Rinchon was able to see that Spider Ball from that angle. Couldn't see it, personally. And with that, we're seeing Amojini making their way to labs, I would assume. Oh, that was a far... That turret smashed Rinchon pretty far. This is why I usually destroy them when I'm about to try that climb, so I don't get Super Smash Bros. Melee'd into the lava. Yeah, and it looks like Rinchon is about to stumble across Spider Ball. Now, the main question is going to be, will Rinchon opt to go all the way up to Lava Lake? Or will he go immediately to Phendrana? Because with what Rinchon knows, there is a strong case to immediately go for Fen from this position. Ammo's opting for the save warp? Actually, from what I've heard, they might have pivot saved. So I don't know. It could have a play here. Nice bunny hops. Alright, Rinchon is at least opting to go check Triclops Pit. There was a pivot? Okay, thank you, Zaruvian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And fourth E-Tank. Am I gonna be making good use of that grapple beam to cross the pond? Yeah, seeing as this was a pivot play from Ammo here, I would assume that they had these the play that I suggested earlier with going to going through Overgrown Cavern immediately after getting Ice Beam in the back of their head. So actually, that pivot is a nice way to fall back into a better route, I would say. Making a sanity check on the artifacts. I know the feel. And alright, looks like Rinchon is not going to hot dog Lava Lake. And find that Ice Beam here. Now the question is, he will also go back. I don't know, maybe I'm out of touch then. Alright, so this is going to be Farchozo from Ammo here. Going to have to deal with the ghosts first though. But fortunately, the bomb trigger up there is still active and can jump to it and activate it while the ghost is spawning, saving a few seconds. Unfortunately, we don't have super missiles, so either Amojini knows how to juggle ghosts, or we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and put 4 fully charged power beam shots into the ghost. Apparently, though, forgetting that they have X-ray. Alright, that looks like a good start to a juggle. Yes, that's a good juggle. Unfortunately, it was in the wall, so couldn't quite hit the ghost just yet. Yeah, that wasn't a very docile ghost. But still a fairly decent fight. Alright, and with that, we can check out what is directly in the Hall of the Elders. Just some extra missiles. Alright. In the difference of Rinchon, Ammo did not pick up the Ice Spreader, so they will benefit slightly less from grabbing more missile expansions than usual. Alright, and this is going to be the start of Phendrana for Rinchon here as well. Kind of difficult for me to tell who's ahead at the moment. Ammo does have all 3 main beams, I would say. But Rinchon did check more of Chozo, which, well, in the grand scheme of things, it was just an extra artifact and Ice Spreader that Rinchon has over Ammo here. But since Ammo is, at the very moment, going through all of Chozo backwards, it looks like, Ammo is going to be catching up on this, and if Upper Dynamo does turn out to be a major, like, say, Plasma Beam, for instance, then that play would put Ammo in the lead. However, for now, though, it's still pretty close, half an hour in. Oops, falling in the toxic water here. Can be a bit slow. That was an interesting reposition. I've never seen that before. Alright, will Rinchon... Yes, Rinchon will use Ice Spreader to do the peak here. Let's go. Unfortunately, not getting lined up just right. Yeah, that's not a good alignment. What I believe Rinchon did wrong here, because since he shot the Ice Spreader very soon, I couldn't see the lineup, but was definitely too... Oh, you saw? Okay, then I'm just blind. Sorry. But yeah, usually I would aim a little lower on that setup, gives me a better view of the item. Looks like it wasn't anything important. I think it was a missile here in Chapel of the Elders. And Amojini now on Zoid as well. Right, using a nice slope jump here off of that stalagmite, making it all the way up to the edge, leading to Ice Ruins East. So, given what we know already, we're pretty sure that Rinchon is going to be able to spot that wave beam from the spider tracks. Although I'm not certain we peeked what was in lower Ice Ruins East. So I suppose we will get to have a peek very soon. And just missiles. Alright. Yeah, so at this point here, it's pretty much a convergence from the initial route divergence. Ammo pretty much cleaning up Chozo and Rinchon doing Fen. I'd say at this point they are pretty much at about the same point in the seed. We'll get to have another chance to see what is in. Ah, that looks like Phazon suit in there. Yeah, unfortunately, when you aim a little too far down, the scan visor will just snap out of scan range, but I'm pretty sure, yep, this is Phazon suit. This is actually pretty nice, as I said before, because given there is also an artifact that's locked by Plasma in Phendrana, being Transport Access, that means we only have to do one trip back with Plasma in Phendrana. Alright, and now shortly will be the moment of truth for Amojini's lead. Will upper dynamo be required? Alright, we know that lower dynamo is a missile expansion, but now lies the suspense ahead. And nothing! Fantastic! Alright, so while that doesn't give Amojini the huge lead that it could have been if it were a major item like Plasma, it still doesn't mean that Ammo is behind. Far from it, actually. They're neck and neck, I would say. Yeah, what that is that is indeed insulting. We get nothing! We lose! Good day, folks! But with that, Rinchon is getting the 5th energy tank, I believe. No, that's actually the 6th. Excuse me, I cannot count. And now... Yes, Rinchon is opting to do labs immediately. Chat always wins, indeed. Well, it is chat and the commentary booth that gets to watch all the terrible seeds that may unfold during this tournament. So, at least, despite me playing in that tournament, I might as well just be on the winning side for a few times, shouldn't I? Well, that being said, looks like a very nice fight early into labs here from Rinchon. Yeah, I would actually... At this point, I would assume that Rinchon is in the lead, because Amojini, having gotten an artifact from Burn Dome, will not be able to reset back to that pivot. Alright, and a vanilla power bomb expansion here in Magma Pool. Always nice to see. And oh, Boost Bowl is very convenient here, because if that next item is required... Ah, that's just a knee tank. But yeah, okay, Boost Bowl is very nice for ammo here. Not only is it better for general movement, it's just a lot faster than walking and a lot more consistent than potentially R-jumping all over the place and trying to bunny hop. But the pirate's giving Rinchon a little trouble here. Not so much in the way of health, but in the way of getting pushed around while desperately trying to climb this room. I know the feeling, Rinchon. Yeah, if you have but as I was saying, if you have enough know-how, you can skip Boost Ball in a lot of places, for the Prime Rando at least. Although it is still very nice to have for general movement. And a huge comfort for doing, for not having to do boostless tricks like, say, Life Growth Tunnel. Which, if you fail skipping Boost Ball in Life Growth Tunnel, is a soft lock, unless you know the half-pipe bomb jump to get out of it, which is, I am assuming, expert level complex bomb jump in logic, so not the most accessible trick. And I did not mention that just yet, but KRR makes a very good point by mentioning Ridley. Indeed, if you boost into Ridley's chest while it lands during the fight, it's advanced actually? Oh, okay. I guess that got updated recently. But no matter, it's still out of logic for this preset. And Amojini getting Artifact of World from Tower of Light. But what was I saying? Oh, right, Boost Ball. If you boost into Ridley's chest while it lands after a flyby, you deal just a little amount of damage. Like, it's only 50,000 per frame. No biggie. So, needless to say, that will immediately make Ridley hit the health cap for the second phase, allowing us essentially to skip a good part of the first phase with a lot of flybys. A nice shot from Rinchon here. Not the strat that I usually use, but if it works, it works. Unfortunately, that's just a missile expansion, though we will not say no to extra missiles when we only have 7 on our person. Alright, being very careful not to trigger the pirates on the way out. Very easy to do if you carelessly boost out of that tunnel. Oh, does that trick still work in Remastered? Oh, nice. I'm not too well versed in tricks in the Remastered edition, but it's nice to see that there are a few tricks that stayed. Makes me feel good in my heart. Alright, and we have a missile, and Rinchon opting to grab it. Why not? We have Ice Spreader. In the long run, that helps. And Gravity Suit. Okay. So while this, in my knowledge, is not required, it's still nice to have some extra 10% damage resistance, and faster underwater movement will help for Farfen if we do decide to check it. In the meantime, it's just a missile expansion. So thankfully we won't have to trigger the blackout. Rinchon's still opting to get it though. Makes sense. It's not like we're gonna have to come back to labs anyways, so we might as well grab that. Alright, and it looks like Amojini is going back to Magmor, going to attempt the R-jump here, opting to the backup strat of a standable plus a scan dash. Which is a little bit slower because you need some time to set it up, but can be a lot less punishing if you mess it up, as we can clearly see here. Oh, that was just barely not enough. And now we're jamming to Farfen. Well, let's go. Rinchon opting to take the other way around that you would usually take. Makes sense. We have Gravity Suit. Alright, and what do we have here? We know it can't be plasma on the upper gravity chamber, but lower could still be something. I did not get to see what that was. Assuming it wasn't important if Rinchon skipped it. And even if it is a skippable item, there is a case to be made for skipping that item, because grabbing the lower gravity chamber item will cause the flying pirates to spawn in Farfendrana, which is fairly annoying. Well, I say this, but in the next room that Rinchon is about to go to, there will be flying pirates regardless. They're just gonna be in more rooms. At the same time, Amojini checking plasma processing, potentially a vanilla plasma beam? We'll just have to wait and see. That would be funny, if it is vanilla. But at the point that we're at, I believe it can be pretty much anywhere at this point. So unfortunately, it looks like it's your usual plasma beam casino. Ooh, Amojini almost just falling off there. Thankfully, the platform is wide enough to catch it. To catch Amojini. On the way down? No eagle jump, unfortunately. Looks like we're gonna opt to take the backup strat. And just a powerbomb expansion. Rinchon blowing up that wall. Well, you might as well. You have power bombs. All 4 of them. Oh, that's a nice standable. I didn't know about it. Usually do... Oh, okay. Plasma beam being in security cave. That's... Oh, that's very convenient, actually, for the both for the artifact and the phazon suit. If I'm recalling the other artifacts, I think that might just be go mode for Rinchon here. We'll just see. So, we know about transport access just yet. Central Dynamo, Tower of Light is gonna have to go back to it. Transport access, we know about. And MQB. Yep, that is go mode for Rinchon. So now I guess we can only hope for ammo that they go check Farfen. That being said, though, they just made it to the elevator, so if Amojini decides to... Oh, no. Gonna do... Well, might just check Quarantine Monitor and then go back to Farfen, because the lack of thermal visor means that... Taurus is not in logic to fight. Yeah, going to go back to Farfen. So it is still a race. Rinchon is slightly ahead, I would assume, on account of movement. We've had quite a few route divergences this seed, but they've all converged back, I would say. Struggling a bit to get that that standable on the antenna from the elevator. It can be a bit tricky. So Ammo has Tower of Light, and Rinchon still needs to go back to Chozo to get it. Oh, that is a correct assumption though. Rinchon does not have boost, so Ammo could catch up. If I can recall where Boost Ball was, I believe it was in... Yeah, that Boost Ball, I forgot about it, does make quite a difference. Ah, yes, right. Boost Ball was in Training Chamber Access. Thank you, Zaruvian. Oh my god, Zaruvian. Yeah, then there is a strong case for Ammo being ahead. Because it looks like they're going to go grab that Plasma, and that will be go mode for them, plus Boost Ball. Being one artifact ahead as well. Yep, I messed it up. Well, sometimes I just talk a bit too fast and too much for my own good. And my tongue twists. Apologies. Oh no! Ah, well, at least it's not all the way down to the pool. So we get to get spared the trouble that is underwater movement without gravity suit. And we also get to jam a little bit longer to Farfen. So for us, at least, all's well that ends well. Alright, and this is going to be plasma for ammo. Very nice. Oh wait, did Rinchon not... Rinchon did not grab the phase-on suit in Ice Ruins West. Uh-oh. If Ammo does decide to stay in Fen and grab it on the way out, that could mean trouble for Rinchon, as he will have to backtrack for it. Yeah, that was... Yeah, I was going to say, if you know reverse thought escape, then it can be nice to grab that phase-on suit, going back from Fen. Rinchon opted not to do it. We'll see if Ammo goes for it. Or at this point, since you have plasma and a lot of power bombs, Thoris won't take a lot of time to fight, I'm pretty sure. Amojini instead opting to go back through labs. I'm not sure what is longer, actually. Would an optimal Thoris boss fight be shorter than going reverse labs? I'm not sure, honestly. Ammo's also going to be a little tight on health pretty soon. Unfortunately, the pirate blocking the scan dash. Classic. Unfortunately, just shooting the missile past the crate that is levitating. Oh, right. Ammo never did do labs, so it actually makes perfect sense for Ammo to do it. Or not. That's go mode, I think, for... Yeah. Wait, did Ammo not... Oh, no! Ammo did not pick it up. Ammo... Alright. Looking back on the artifacts that Amojini has, they have Burn Dome, Tower of Light, and... I forget the Burn Dome, Tower of Light. But yeah, I think I think they did not pick up transport access. Oh no. Well, that could even out the field, because now both players are going to have to go back to Fen another time. Oh, that could be it, yeah, bah. They could have thought it was Gravity Suit, and since they did not pick up Gravity Suit from wherever it was, no, Gravity Suit was in Research Lab Alpha. No, not Alpha. I don't remember. I'm tired. I'm sorry. But at least I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so what might have happened here is that Ammo saw the Gravity Suit in Research Lab Aether, decided not to pick it up, and from there knew that it was Phazon Suit in Ice Ruins West. Yeah, not sure. We'll have to ask them about it later. Alright, so this is going to be the 5th artifact for Rinchon here in MQB. Then going to take the save warp and grab the last artifact from Tower of Light. Going to have to grab Phazon Suit, though, from Ice Ruins West. But there is a safe station not too far from Ice Ruins West, so the trip back shouldn't be too harrowing, it's just the trip forward. MQA is being MQA, as usual. Ammo running a little light on health, though good use of plasma in this boss fight should make it rather trivial. All right. They're probably going to go use the safe station there. Or not. Alright. I respect the balling. Just don't get crushed by the beetles. Okay, good. And with that, that is Phazon Suit collected for Amojini. Yeah, now it's it's a bit harder to tell who's ahead now. Ammo hot-dogged the artifact in, I'm pretty sure Ammo hot-dogged the artifact in Transport Access, so... Yeah. Taking the immediate save warp here. But having Boost Ball is quite a nice movement edge over Rinchon. Yeah, I think Ammo does not realize that they are in go mode. Still doing checks. That could cost them. If they don't soon realize that they are in go mode, that might just make Rinchon gain the edge again. Yeah. Nope, you don't get to have this cutscene in Rando, so you don't get to press start to skip the cutscene. Yeah, that confirms it was just a missile in Chozo Ice Temple. Right. Grabbing an extra PB expansion from Fungal Halby. Always nice to have extra. Yeah, I think Ammo does not realize that they are in go mode yet. Because otherwise there would be no reason to do these extra checks. Especially when you already have Boost Ball as well. I'm guessing maybe potentially trying to get Super Missile or Ice Spreader for Exo. That would be my guess. Alright. Wait. Rinchon does not pick up the artifact. Oh, we don't have super missiles! Oh! Oh no, so actually that makes sense to do these extra checks, because we don't have the supers for MQB. I forgot about that. Yes, MQB is an artifact, so that is not go mode, actually. Alright, we still have a race. Well, I am glad that I forgot during a commentary session and not the race, because that would have spelled my doom. Yeah, so it also makes perfect sense for Rinchon to fight OP here. Not only would that potentially be supers, as Baha is pointing out, but it also, if it's not, it opens a quick way back into Metroid Quarantine B from PPC. Actually, I think that's what happened during my non-restreamed race against Op. I'm not sure. My memory's a bit fuzzy. Oh, unfortunately, Rinchon being a bit too far for the plasma to reach, so it's gonna be a bit tight to make it a one cycle here. Yeah, for that one cycle, you only want to hit OP with a fully charged plasma shot, so yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see a one cycle from Rinchon here. Unless... that's gonna be tight, though. Especially with the extra pirates. Could very well deflect your shots. Oh, could it be another slower method of doing one cycle that I'm not aware of? Could be. Unfortunately not. Yeah. I think Rinchon would have had to pre-fire that if we were to have one cycle here. So unfortunately, gonna have to contend with the beam magnet here. It's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, Rinchon's struggling getting the lock-on OP here. Because the pirates are right next to it. I know the struggle. Not opting to try to go for a trooper skip here. Maybe out of power bombs, I would assume. Alright, and it should be a fully charged plasma away from dying. And that's it. Unfortunately, just a mission of pension, but we don't know what PCA has just yet. That was just a missile, I think, in Great Tree Chamber. I don't think Rinchon has checked life growth just yet, so... Could be that super missiles are there, in which case, Rinchon will probably... Oh, thermal visor! Well, it's not very useful, but at least it's nice to have for essence, I guess. Alright, just a missile expansion here in Life Growth Tunnel. Alright, first check of Life Growth is missiles. The extra E-tank from Rinchon's side would not hurt for the health refill. Unfortunately, just another missile. So it looks like we're on a manhunt for super missiles. That being said, I believe Upper Mines is still mostly unexplored. Where is Rinchon going? Oh no, that was Amojini who... No, actually they don't... Not sure. Oh, going back to check vent shaft. Yeah, makes sense. Especially since Rinchon does not have boost. He would not have been able to go back up vent shaft. Alright, an ammo attempting bar skip here. Ooh, almost getting it. Those are good attempts, though. Thankfully, it is a very fast trick to try and retry over again, so you don't have to be 100% consistent to go for it in a race, which is very nice. And gets it. Very nice. And they're going to be able to make use of that boost ball to open the gate and not have to do this ever again. And it looks like we are going to have both our racers converge to upper mines through different paths. So yet again, route divergence, and yet again, route convergence. That's 3 times already. What do we have here in storage B? Well, Metroid wanted to give us a hug, but since they are fatally allergic to doors, yeah, that was sad. Anyways. It looks like they're both going to maybe high-five on the main quarry. Looks like it's going to be a happening. Oh, I forgot about that climb strat from Amojini here. It is pretty nice to access the safe station. Rinchon does not appear to know the fast climb for this room, though, unfortunately. Yeah, there is a... Near the entrance, there is a tiny ledge on which you can clip onto to climb this room rather quickly. Yeah. Rinchon forgot to power the crane first. Rinchon, you need to power the crane! There you go. Happens to the best of us. And looks like it's just an energy tank, though. Alright, and Amojini opting to go the other way around the upper mines. Okay. Right, at least we have plasma right away, so we can get to see what storage A is, without having to backtrack for it. So we can nudge ourselves just enough for our plasma beam to go around the shield, and that's just a missile. Unfortunate. The sooner we grab those supers, the better. Alright, so now Amojini is going to have to go for the reverse boost strat to boost through that wall. Calvin is being a bit of a nuisance, though, unfortunately. Oh, and managing to squeeze themselves out. Oh, unfortunately, though, just commits down. Alright, well, I suppose we'll get to see what Philip has firsthand. Alright, so far so good. Managing to keep it stun-locked in its initial state, in which the Phazon elites will always try to face directly towards you as they become active. So if you keep spinning around them, they will just not be active ever as they are trying to rotate and face you in the eyes. So this is how Amojini was able to defeat this pirate rather quickly for its size. Although going to have to climb back up and see what is in the upper layer here. Just a missile. Alright. So it looks like, from the synthesis of both routes here, that we know upper mines is not the answer. So where else could super missiles be? They could be on Flagra. Could be on Thartus now that we know it's in Logic. We know where his thermal is. Could be in Sunken Frigate too. That would be nasty. No, none of our runners have done Crashed Frigate. Although, if Rinchon does decide to do it, he will have the advantage of the gravity suit that Ammo did not grab back in Research Lab Aether. So if, for example, it is in Hydroaxis Tunnel, that could be in trouble for Ammo if they don't know the wall boosts to get out of there. And on the other hand, though, that could give a chance for Rinchon to pick up that boost ball that he's been missing for the entire race. Alright, Calvin has successfully been dealt with. Oh, going to have to go for a boostless strat, though. Oh, what? I've never seen that happen before. Usually, you want to get into the into the boost slot, and then very rapidly flick the stick to the other direction to get as much spin as possible. But what it looks like happened just here was Rinchon entered the gyro and then got back out very rapidly without laying a bomb. I've never seen that happen before. Alright, so looks like Ammo has made the full cycle around upper mines, so I would assume opting to take the save warp here. Or not. All right, I still think Ammo did not check the crane just yet. Rinchon's struggling a bit on the ore processing climb. Usually what I advise for this second floor here is to not hold L as you're walking towards the standable on the second floor. I'm not sure I could explain why, but in my experience, I've rarely fell back down when not holding L as opposed to holding L. And yet another high five in the sewers. I don't recall what this room is called exactly, but I like to call it the sewers. Oh, waste disposal. Which is probably why I like to call it the sewers, if I'm being honest. Alright, so it looks like Rinchon is going to go back up to Talon Overworld. Not having boost though, so might just either do reverse bar skip and check life growth, which would be scary, or which would probably be the wiser option from Rinchon here, check frigate. That's now sure that is only 2 checks as opposed to the 4 that you would get from doing skipping boost entirely for the life growth area, but it's pretty risky. And it looks like Rinchon is going to go for it. Alright. I respect it. Although we know for certain that it's not going to work out in Rinchon's favor. But Rinchon doesn't know it just yet. Oh, hitting the reverse bar skip first try though. That's a nice sight. Ammo checking PCA. Oh, you could mistake that for a missile expansion here. But even then, there's good reason for Ammo not to do OP unless they decide to just go for a gamble and gamble that super missiles is in lower mines as well as the artifact. Which honestly might just be what happened considering the direction that they're going in. Alright, and with that, it's Rinchon back to Far Chozo. Actually, never did do that. Oh! That raises an interesting point, though. Rinchon does have Plasma on his first pass through Far Chozo, so if Elder Chamber does have super missiles, that could seal the deal for Ammo. Because they don't quite have a very strong reason to go back to Far Chozo besides Elder Chamber. Yeah, though we do have to deal with the ghost. Alright, does not appear to know the juggle, so we're doing the old-fashioned strat of 4 charge beam to the face. Or in this case, 4 not fully charged and 1 lemon. To just make up for the difference. Alright, well, we do know that there's nothing of importance here in all of the Elders directly, but Elder Chamber could be the deal breaker. Right, suspense is building. And what do we have? Ah, just missile expansion yet again. Well, at the very least, that makes it so that Rinchon is sitting at a very comfortable 125 missiles for Exo, plus Ice Spreader. Unfortunately, yeah, Crossway was just a missile expansion, not going to go for it. So I suppose from there, Rinchon tries Flagra, and if Flagra is still not super missiles, there's a very good chance that Rinchon stumbles upon boost in training chamber access. So Ammo struggling a little bit here with MQA, don't we all? This room could be a bit notorious, what with the Metroid AI. But at least they made it through the gap. Alright. Rinchon making it back. And opting to go check upper dynamo as well, since he did not get the chance to do that. Given the fact that he did not have Spider Ball at the time of checking lower dynamo. But as we know yet again, this is nothing. No one is in go mode just yet. We are still missing super missiles for an artifact in Metroid Quarantine B. So it's pretty much a race to locate super missile here at this point. Or as I like to call them, a super missile casino. Which, for what it's worth, doesn't happen all that often. Usually when there's a casino, it's Plasma Beam's fault. But hey, at least that's a change. And this is a randomizer, so we like change. We like it when things go south here. The icon of a grapple is just the missile launcher. But that, given we get expansions very early in this game, that ship tends to sail very early into the seeds. Alright. Although Amojini running a little low on health coming into MQB, that might be a little dangerous. These plasma pirates can rock your world if you're not careful. Yeah, and it looks like Rinchon is going to stumble across that boost ball. So at least won't lose a lot of time on Ridley. Oh yeah, ammo running low on energy. Only 51. Oh yeah, these pirates hurt. Thankfully, they do have phase-on suits, so that's an extra 30% in the way of damage reduction. Yeah, gonna have to play it extra safe here. I did not know of this climb strat before. That's really nice. Alright, yeah, gonna go for it. Hopefully the pirates aren't too accurate, and alright. We're home safe. Whew. In the meantime, Rinchon going to grab the artifact in Tower of Light. Though super missiles are still unknown. At this point, it might just be Flagra. This could be Rinchon's next play here. Flagra or Ghosts. And I would assume the next best choice would be Thordis. Because at this point I think we're pretty close to full clearing the seed. Just a bit shy on the ledge here. And Amojini fighting OP. Again, since OP does inherit some of the AI from the phase on elites, that means that it will also attempt to face you directly before starting the usual AI cycle, which by skipping the cutscene and not being directly in front of OP, we can exploit. That ice pirate just flew very far. It stood on top of the frozen ice pirate, it got blown up and inherited a lot of momentum. That was funny to watch. Alright, it does look like Ammo knows the fast one-cycle strat for OP. Now it's just going to be a matter of executing it properly, as it can be a little tricky to pull off. Well, so far it looks like it's going very well. Alright, and doing the power bomb, and didn't quite work out, unfortunately. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna be very tight. If they can pre-fire onto the next pool, they might have it. But that's gonna be a very tight, but probably, yeah, just not even going for it. That's fair. So unfortunately, no one cycles. And it looks like, yeah, Rinchon is going to go for Flagra here. Actually, I don't think super missiles can be on Ghost, because I'm pretty sure using Spider Ball to trigger the layer change in Stun Chamber after defeating Flagra is considered intermediate knowledge, I'm pretty sure. So knowing that, I'm pretty sure that supers cannot be in on Ghosts. If Rinchon knows this, they might just opt to skip the Ghosts entirely if Flagra doesn't have supers. Alright, just one plate to go for Ammo here. Alright, going to take a pivot save, I would assume. Yep. Because at this point, there's just not a lot of reason to not doing Flagra. Oh no, actually, save warping. Probably opting to go for Frigate before doing Flagra. Reasonable play. Did not consider that. Alright, and Ammo getting Thermal. So it looks like we won't have to bother with Visorless Essence today. This is nice. Okay, just a missile in Overgrown Cavern. That Rinchon didn't get to see just yet. Ooh. Amojini taking a fall from PPC climb. Unfortunate. Gonna try again, though. Yeah, the turrets can be a little annoying when waiting for that door to open. Alright, Ammo only opting to partially climb the PPC. That's perfectly fine. If you're not confident in your PPC climb, then that's a good option. That's a good intermediate option to take. Especially in a race. Because the difference between speedruns and races for randomizers, well, there are no randomizer speedruns per se, those are the races. But for like vanilla game speedrun is, usually for races you want to go for consistency. Like, sure, you could gain a few seconds by doing this very risky strat, but at the same time, you could lose minutes by failing it. And sometimes races are not about having the best time or the PB, it's just about beating your opponent. Now, if you're consistent at that very dangerous strat, then by all means, go for it. Alright, well, we know for certain that Biohazard cannot be Super Missiles, considering it is directly Super Missile locked. So it's going to be a toss-up with Hydro-Axis Tunnel. And I'd assume if Hydro-Axis Tunnel is nothing, then Rinchon will just reset. Alright, Amojini going back up Fen would be their chance to grab that artifact they hot dogged earlier. A bump on Amojini. I'm not sure I saw what happened, but I would assume it's a bump that happened in Morph Ball. Sometimes it happens. I don't know why, but it just does. That's Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube for you. Sometimes collision can be weird. Dodged the flying pirate and got sent in the opposite direction. Ah, yeah. Well, yeah, as I said, collision can be funky. Opting to do Thardus. Okay, interesting. And, yep, that's just an E-Tank in Hydro-Axis Tunnel and the reset from Rinchon here. So if Thardus does have supers, that does put Ammo in a pretty comfortable position here. Being able to grab the artifact from Transport Axis and then immediately go back to lower mines from the workstation elevator. Oh, unfortunately, out of power bombs though, so going to have to do the last rock the legit way. Alright, at the same time, Rinchon is going to go for Flagra. So we'll see which of the bosses will get, will have super missiles. Or not? Yeah. Because I'm not too sure what else Rinchon could do in Chozo besides Flagra. Now we just patiently wait for Thardus to, well, rock and roll, as they say. In the meantime, the gate skip from Rinchon, very nice. And this should be the last rock for Ammo to destroy. Now the moment of truth is, will that drop super missiles? Right, thankfully, while Thordis is rolling, this stone is the easiest to hit in my opinion, so we might just see Ammo just kill it while it's rolling, and just shy of it. Alright, and oh, wow, okay. Well, now I think that's the nail in the coffin. I think Ammo wins this race at this point. Now they just have to grab the Transport Axis artifact. Do not forget about it. Grab the artifact in MQB, and that's... No! Ammo! Ammo, no! Oh, dear. Oh, no. Okay, that's a hot dog. Please check your artifact. Okay, okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, they went back. Ammo would have been in trouble. That might have been still a tight victory for Ammo. They managed their movement properly, but yeah, that would have been trouble. There we go. All right, now I believe Ammo wins this. Yeah, and it looks like Rinchon is going to go back to Fen. I think his only option for now is Thardus, so... Yeah, that super... Well, for what it's worth, the logic in this seed was pretty straightforward until supers on Thardus. Yeah, doing... Because doing OP for Thermal just to fight Thardus to get supers, to go back to MQB and grab the artifact there, is kind of nasty. Oh, that is a very nice Fiery Shores by Rinchon there. Love the little bunny hops, even though they weren't quite at full speed. It was still nice to watch. And in my opinion, cool points are worth scores in the leaderboards. Don't at me. But anyways, that is all 6 artifacts collected on Ammo's side. So now it's just going to be save warp, shift save, and fight final bosses. Oh, I don't think Rinchon has checked plasma processing just yet. Yeah, if he's never been there, then it makes perfect sense to go the workstation route in Magmor and then take the elevator to Thardus. And now we just wait for Artifact Temple to load the relay layer. Supers ended up on Thardus, of all people. So yeah, if you forgot where Thermal was on PCA. So we logically had to fight OP. Unfortunately, Rinchon taking it down in not plasma processing, geothermal core rather. But yeah, that logic was rude. Fighting OP to get PCA Thermal to fight Thardus and get supers there to go back to MQB and get the artifact on there. That is indeed rude logic. Alright, Rinchon, Amojini just waiting out the flybys here. And hitting the nice boost ball. So with this positioning here, that should prevent Ridley from dashing. Alright, this is looking good so far. Oh, the claw, accidentally. Alright, yeah, looks like we've got a perfect Meta Ridley in the bag here. Well, I say perfect, they could still have had the fly-by skip, but that is a frame-perfect trick. And with that, it's off to Impact Crater. And we have more, and even on Ammo's side, we have more than enough missiles to comfortably launch super missiles in Exo's face. No Ice Spreader though, but I don't think this will make a big enough difference for Rinchon to catch up, unfortunately. That being said, speaking of Rinchon, he looks like he is about to go fight Thardus as well, but it's I'm afraid it's a bit too late for Rinchon to be catching up now. Well, I mean, it depends. If you're a super player, then yeah, I would assume that a Ridley that doesn't go pogo on its tail isn't a real Ridley. But this isn't super, though. And that being said, it's not Ridley; it's meta Ridley. So I guess this is a bit of too much in the meta for us to be joking about it. See what I did there? I'm so sorry. Alright, though it looks like Exo is starting us off on Wave, which is pretty rude if you ask me. Because that just means we get to have the lowest DPS in the game with Wave Beam. Oh no, actually I guess I just didn't see the Power Beam start. My bad. Yes. Well, yes and no. Chamber 1 is always going to be just wave and power, but it's a random chance which you get first. I think it's a coin toss of 50-50. Ooh, Ammo getting the super missile snipe. Very nice. Oh, that is masterfully done by Ammo. Well done. Ah, couldn't quite get the wave snipe here, unfortunately. Yeah, I was gonna say though, it feels like more often than not it's power start rather than wave, but I could be wrong. I've never really looked at the probability for this to happen. But I would agree with you, Baha, there. In my experience, wave start tends to be uncommon. But I'm not sure about the exact probabilities at play. Something else I've noticed is that in Subchamber 3, Exo tends to start on power, might sometimes start on plasma, and very rarely starts on wave. Yeah, same, Jeff. I still don't know the run by snipes. Essence being Exo being a bit nasty here on the orbs. So there is a manipulation that you can do for Exo here. If you stay rather close to it, you can manipulate it into doing a melee attack. And if you can dodge that melee attack successfully, you can cycle the manipulation to avoid it doing a lot of unwanted attacks like the orbs or the missiles. Especially the orbs. They can be quite bad, unless you need the extra missiles. And it looks like Rinchon has just gotten his hands on supers. But unfortunately, it's a little too late for Rinchon to make a catch here. Oh, you don't see the grapple attack very often in Subchamber 4. Unfortunately not getting the run by snipe here. Just a bit too late for that super missile to connect. Unfortunate. And since this is Subchamber 4, Exo can randomly decide to double its animation speed and to change beam vulnerabilities, which in this case was inconvenient because it switched from plasma to wave beam, which is the worst DPS you could get. Rude, Exo. Rude, I say. Although we are back on plasma, so not too rude. That's an inconvenient run. Ooh. Oh, that's... Oh, no. Okay, we're good. Those plasma balls deal a lot of... Wow! Exo does not want to perish. There we go. Put up a little bit too much resistance in the end, if you ask me. Oh, oops. Bit too early to be skipping that cutscene. Alright, and with that, this is the final boss, Essence. Choosing to stay in the middle, manipulating Essence to not be in an unfavorable position for the first pool. Alright, now we see if the manip is successful. Looks like it is. Or not. Okay, that's... not sure about this placement. Oh, this... I think that might be worse. Or maybe not. I didn't quite get to see the whole rotation, so we might just be just far enough from the carcass to not have a pool skip here. Well, decided to dump the pool, so we didn't get the cycle skip. Okay, thankfully we did not get a pool skip here. That was a little scary position, but unfortunately that Metroid just evaded the power bomb. Alright. Okay, now it looks like this cycle has been skipped. Yeah, if Ammo can manage to do a good enough pull cancel here, they might have a 3 pull in the bag, but it looks like they're not gonna opt for it, so this might look like a good enough 4 pull though. And I'm pretty sure they can just dump this pool, and that is GG's. Very close race that that Rinchon and Ammo gave us tonight. I'd love to hear their input on the race, because there were so many routing divergences, and then all 3 of them, they converged back and then diverged again, ultimately leading to that super missile difference that gave Ammo the edge. And speak of the devil, welcome Amojini, GG's.
How's it going?
Well, I don't know. You're the winner. You tell me.
Well, I mean, I did win. I can't say I was happy about that seed and how I played it in some ways. But yeah, that was kind of a nasty seed. I won't lie. I got kind of lucky.
Yeah. And the forfeit from Rinchon, that he will also be joining us shortly. But yeah, well, for what it's worth, that seed appeared nice at first until super missiles.
Yeah, I forgot about Super Missile Go mode, so as soon as I found the plasma, I'm like, alright, I'll just pick up the phazon and then finish the game. And then after I skipped, like, Gravity Chamber and, Storage Cave in Fen, I'm like, oh wait, I still need to pick up the supers. And then I was already in mines, and like, oh, well, I guess I really hope supers aren't there, and they weren't, so...
Well, if that makes you feel any better, I completely forgot as well. And speaking of which, hello, Rinchon. GG's.
Hello, GG.
GG.
Wow, what a race you two gave us. So, first thing I would like to point out, there were, like, 4 separate route divergences, and the 3 first, y'all have immediately converged back and then diverged again. I think the first divergence was Rinchon opting to do more of Chozo early, whereas Ammo opted to go to Magmor instead. And then you two joined back up going into Fen. And then you diverged again when I think Rinchon, you decided to go for lower mines? Or was that Ammo? I think that was Amojini first in lower mines.
I went to mines really late. I did upper mines first. I did Life Grove, bar skip into upper mines, and I cleared all of mines.
Yeah, then I think that was Rinchon in lower mines first.
Yeah, actually, I did Farfen. When I found Plasma, I found that I was in Go mode.
Yeah.
Wow, me too.
Also,
And
everyone
I completely
forgot.
I needed supers. I mixed up Fungal B and MQB in my head, and I felt really bad when I was in Fungal B, and I was, oh no.
Oh no.
I have no idea where I am in the logic, so I just had to do all the checks. And if I kept in my mind that I needed supers, I would have finished cleaning Fan and found the supers on Farthest right away.
Yeah. Dang it. Yeah.
That's
I
tragic.
know.
Super bad.
I know how that feels. I've also done that in races before, mistaking Fungal Hull B for MQB and forgetting about the super missile requirement for MQB. Yeah. This hurts, I will say.
Yeah, well.
I skipped Farthest intentionally. And I had forgotten about the supers requirement until I had left Farfen. And then I remembered when I was in front of the elevator, and like, I'll just skip Farthest. Surely it won't be on Farthest, right? And then, I don't remember what I did then. Oh no, that's right. I went through labs into Front Fen and cleared all of that.
Yeah.
Instead of doing Farthest.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, we had thermal on PCA, so that could have been the very light indication that it could have been on Farthest.
That's why I did Farthest.
Yes.
I was going to do Frigate instead, but with there's this thermal right here. I'll do.
Yeah, Farthest. This is the last route diversions. Rinchon opted to do Frigate instead of Farthest because it's 2 checks instead of 1. But that 1 check was closer, and that 1 check was super missiles in the end.
Yeah, I have to say that once I made the mistake in Fungal Hole B, and I think I went up to Upper Mines and Chozo, and I kept in mind that I didn't turn back when I did PMT.
Right.
And there was a piece in my head telling me that supers missiles were in PMT.
that could be the case.
I was worried about it too, but I did check it.
Yeah, and in the logic, it was actually OP before Farthest, as it was thermal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
weird
pretty
logic.
nasty.
And
Although
ball in training chamber access too.
Yeah, Ammo got that a lot earlier because of the first right divergence. Ammo did all of Chozo from the back with that ice beam from Lava Lake, so
yeah,
they got that boost ball a lot earlier.
Yeah, I was a bit afraid of Lava Lake magma pool pretty early because we had power bombs below the ship.
Ah, right. Yes.
Bombs were
on
grapple
the
locked.
Ledge. Yeah.
And you had Varia, I don't remember.
Actually, I'm pretty sure those bombs are logical. I think that's beginner logic.
Yeah, that's in logic.
Yeah, but you need grapple, no?
No, just space jump.
Just space jump? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought the same thing, but yeah, I went through the back with the wave and the ice, and picked up both of my... I hadn't done any of... The only things in Chozo I had done was like the Hive Totem loop and what's it called? Rune Shrine. I hadn't even looked at Rune Fountain yet, so...
right.
I just went all the way through the back and got all of my artifacts and stuff, and...
Yeah, and speaking of artifacts, Amojini, you scared me.
I scared me too.
Not only did you hot dog the transport access on your first pass through Fen, you almost hot dogged it again.
I know.
But thankfully, I saw you take the elevator yet again, and like, okay, that's a relief.
I really almost forgot it because I knew I had plasma. Like, oh, I was already there. Surely I already picked it up, and I wasn't paying attention to my tracker. I'm like, oh no, I have to go get that.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you don't have anything else to say, I think we can just wrap it up here. The bot is a little broken, so I'll have to manually link your Twitches. That will only take a moment. So in the meantime, if you have any last words, now's a good time.
Well, GG. And
GG.
thanks for coming on to come. And I know it was a pretty late setup, so thanks for
Yeah, no worries.
listening.
I just so happened to be in the right place at the right time for once.
All right. Well, GG's. That's all I have to
GG.
say. See you next mission.
See you next mission.
Yep, see you all next mission.